Yo, what up, everybody? Yo, what up, everybody? Damn, this thing's dumping right now. Alright, so what I want to start seeing is, let's see. I want to start seeing, so what I wanted to see was, at first I wanted to see this, which was a close below. So we did have a close below. I mean, even these other ones. Boom, finally got a close below. And then what usually happens, just like yesterday, so what happens is usually this closes. See, there's gonna be a 4-hour gap too. There's gonna be a gap too right here. So look, there's gonna be a 4-hour gap. 15-minute low is gonna be inside of there somewhere, which will be this low right here. So that'll be a low. So after that low, then I believe there's needs to be another close below here. And then once there's a close below there, what I believe happens after that is that's when there's a close below this, or a sweep below that. And it usually, if this is correct, it'll do this and then start moving its way back up. And this is a gap right here. So I mean, that could be the first rejection possibly. Then obviously the high right here. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, if you guys are watching. I'm gonna try to share this on the let's see how many people we could get up in here. I'm gonna try to send it to the Discord and everything. Announcements. Let's see if we can get it jumping in here. Let's go. All right, so this is one thing too. I'm gonna figure out right now. What I want to see is The one thing I just need a confirmation first, but the idea is, you see this previous candle before it? I need to know right now, it's gonna tell me right now, does it need to close below that one and then do it up? Or is it just okay to be underneath this previous like area? So I'm just kind of trying to determine that. So, because obviously a close below here is still kind of valid, but the idea is there is a range all the way to here, because this will be the new short-term low. So that's what will usually happen. Out of that short-term low. So what happens is it makes like a support, and then it closes below and then closes back above. It's like there's I have it pretty much written out which each step is meant for, as in like one of the steps is wicking into a key level type of thing. There's a definition of why that is what it is and stuff like that. So I'll be releasing all that too pretty soon. But there is like answers for everything, I believe. Let's see. All right, so now we did get a close below, but then it goes back to what I was saying about this. So let's see what usually happens. Let's see if it sweeps it, and then it goes. This would be the low right here. Boom, right there. So yeah, so what I think is gonna start pushing up now. Because if this is the bottom, then it did what it needed to do. Because this would be the level right here. And it is looking like it tapped that level. So you could kind of see it pretty close. So what I do, go as close as I can, and then so you could see that right there. That was the tap right there, and it's inside of a gap. So let's see the 1 minute. Let's see what the 1 minute's looking like. That's the one thing though I don't see. Let's see, hold on, I'm not really seeing something. Or actually, okay, yeah, it's supposed to be underneath here. So the order block would be, I believe, this candle right here. So we wicked in here and we started pushing up. There's only 10, 15 pips. It's not too much yet. So let's see. But yeah, this is the confirmation that I kind of wanted to see right here. So let's see if it needs to close below here or if it needs to keep pushing. Let's see, hold on. Alright, so there's that candle. Because the idea too is that this is a 4-hour gap right here. So we're inside this gap. What we're going to want to see is a 15-minute low inside of here, which is this, and then it's gonna right here. Is it right here? Let's see if it needs to tap this level right here. 37. Oh, it's not that far. If it does need to tap that, that is 6 pips. So not too bad. All right, let's see. So it was kind of what I was kind of thinking about earlier. Was this was the one thing I was kind of worried about, is this becomes our new short-term low, and what usually needs to happen is a close below there, and then it's usually the, that's the thing I was trying to figure out. It's either one or the other, but I guess we'll find out right now. So if this one closes below like this, and then the next one starts to move up, then it goes back to what I was saying, is that it would have to close below that wick. The fact it didn't close below the wick would explain why it didn't go yet. So I'm just waiting right now too. I'm just waiting. Let's see. So this will be wicking into 75 minutes. This will be 1 hour. So the 1 hour still got 15 minutes left. So that will be 1 hour. All right, let's see. It's obviously getting stuck at these levels because it's definitely you know, finding that support and stuff. So this one was a close below this level, so that closed below. So what usually needs to happen is one more close below that, and then the next one goes. So we might still need to see one more close below. Let me see. Just give me a second. I'm just looking for something real quick on my phone. All right, let's see. We got a close below possibly coming next. Close below, so that would also be the 4 hours. Let's see what this 4 hours looking like. So the 4 hours way down here, but we do have this low right here, and this is kind of the range. So we touched the top of the range, now we touch the bottom. What most likely a lot of times happens is we go to the 50% of the range, which is like they call it a 50%, like let's say the discount. So if you're looking for a sell, they usually give you one more opportunity before going down, and then vice versa. If this is the move to go up, this is all area like discounted price, so it could be cheaper for when you buy it in a sense. But that's just kind of what I'm noticing right now. And that comes from just seeing this area over here, which would like goes back to kind of what we were looking at from yesterday or from the other days. We were talking about this being the Asia high, and then this is the Asia low. We did sweep it, kind of the same thing what's happening here. What needs to happen after we swept this, we touch the bottom at least. So it goes back to this, is if we sweep the bottom here, then we most likely need to do it at least before, you know, choosing a direction. But so that's kind of why I'm saying too, is that if we do need to target this high still, then this right here could just possibly be the sweep to start targeting those highs, which is why I'm kind of, like I said, I'm in that idea right now. This could just be a little small pullback possibly. I'm just trying to find a key level and stuff. Yo, Fluidity, what up, bro? Up top, what up, what up? Appreciate it, bro. All right, so yeah. Appreciate you, bro, for stopping by though. All right, so we got this 15-minute going right now. It's almost closing in 3 minutes. So what I want to see, and it's gonna be right here at this new 10 o'clock candle. Which, let's go back to the 1 hours. Let's see what this. How much longer the 4 hour got? Still 1 more hour. So this could be the 1 hour. Let's see. Put this at the 1 hour. Alright. And the 1 hour is about to close right now in 3 minutes. So let's see the 5 minute. Let's see what the 5 minute looks like. Be this looking into closing below. Now we need to close back above. All right, we did hit this level right here perfectly. So let's see. This was one of those levels that I was kind of thinking is that this would be where it needs to tap before it starts to move up. So let's just see. Let's see if what it does at this level. Took some sales around 49 level. Yeah, 49 to see where that's at. 49 up here. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good right there. Same thing, closing above, closing back. Perfect. Yep. That's good, bro. All right. Let's see. All right. All right, we closed there. We did close there. Oh, I didn't have it right here. Let me put it a little closer. All right, that'll be there. Technically, it didn't tap it. It didn't tap it. What I would want to see is it to tap. All right, so let's see what happens right here at these levels. I think this could be a level. It's either going to, this is like a decision level. So what I kind of see with the decision level, so there goes, technically there's one close below, and then, yeah, let's see. Because the reason why too is that possible we get back to 33.12, 33.12, possibly. The one thing is that the thing is that I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but let's just going off of the idea that I had was that if this was supposed to reach up to the top, this was just a possible pullback, so it could go back up like that. So it's like you say, it goes back to it. It's fine that these are possible sells. You could definitely take advantage of those, but it's almost no different than trying to take a buy right here on this section right here, even though this whole trend is in a sense bearish. So it goes back to, I believe this buy is a lot harder than it would be to just take this sell. Because if you take a buy right here and you don't close, you'll eventually be wrong. Whereas if you take a sell anywhere right here up into these levels, at some point you will be right. So that's kind of why I say about you just want to make sure you get in the right direction. And like I say, not saying that this can't come down. Like I said, I could be wrong. It could definitely come back down, but. And then maybe too, like you say, it could possibly come down here. There is a unfilled gap right here. Pretty much all of this, which is around 33.17. But because it goes back to this too, it's probably not just gonna come straight down. You know, it could probably do this type stuff. Even like this is kind of straight down, kind of, you know, but like I said, even if it does do it, I think it could do something like this, like drags it out. But this is at this like this is at 75% too. You can see what happened right there, right at that level. It got rejected. But yeah, so like I was saying about this level right here. Okay, look, now it got tapped. All right, let's see what happens around these areas now. So yeah, look, this would also be a CRT right here at this level. So this will be the accumulation at 1 o'clock, will be here. So this will be the start of the 1 o'clock candle. And then here's the third one. All right, let's see. Let's see if it starts moving at these levels. Because the reason why I like these levels is because even if you were to take a trade here, these should be the bottom, because of what I understand is, like, I'm not saying this is where I'm taking a trade, but I'm just saying it's like the idea is when I try to take a trade at the bottom, if I believe this is the bottom, then that's where your stops could be at. You know, you don't really have to go crazy and put stops way down here or something, because it goes back to where I'm saying is, like, let's say you get into a trade right here and you ride it up. If you go break even, once this gets hit, that's kind of your signal to let you know that the idea is wrong. Because if it doesn't get hit, then it's just letting you know your idea is right. So it kind of use your break evens and stuff like that to your advantage. It'll almost give you a heads up. There's a reason why it gets hit. All right, let's see. And we are currently in the 10-15 macro. Let me see, the macro will be from 45, which would be here, to the 15, which would be here. So this is all the macro right here. Style, background, let's put change it. Let's put, what color should we make it, gang? What color should we make it? Something like that, blue maybe, just the macro. What color? Okay, when you say the word macro, what color comes to mind? Macro. Macaroni, but that's not a color. Yellow. Nah, I don't know. Just something so you could kind of see. But the reason why I just, like I said, this macro is it's kind of an important time, because this is where a lot of movement usually takes place at. It'll either obviously start pumping down, or it'll start. So like how I was saying about this being a decision level, this being the macro is also candle is where the distribution happens. This is where it should, if it were to do anything, this is where it should, on the other side of this line. So that could be kind of like a heads up possibly, because this is also going to be the second quarter, which is, this is quarter one and then this is quarter two. This is usually where there's an SMT, which is from one quarter to the next. So if this is the first quarter, then that means if this is a possible low, the other low is going to be pretty much on the other side of that. So, but yeah. That's the reason why, because have a close below. But yeah, I'm just waiting. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right. So there goes 1, 12. 12 to 1. So right here, 12 to 1 will be here. So this will be this candle, and then this will be this candle. All right. So for this candle, it opened It gave you a low, but it gave you a high, and then it gave you a high, and then it gave you a low, and then it closed like that. So let me try it again. We open, high, low, close. That's pretty much what we just got from that last candle, which was a open, high, low, and then it closed like that. It closed right here, perfect. There's the candle it closed on. All right, so now what this next candle is possibly doing now, just because it already opened up low, what I want to see is a low, and then a high, and then it's gonna close. If that is the case, or it's just gonna open, continue down,